Hello everyone and welcome to another game of World of Warships. Today's replay is from EsaTuunanen and he is in the Scharnhorst, the tier 7 German premium battleship. He is on the map Two Brothers in a standard battle. It's a tier 7 battle, so pretty good matchmaking, a lot of tier 5s around. But there are 2 enemy carriers, there are 3 destroyers, so we shall see how that goes. Now he is moving here on the right flank. There are lots of friendly planes here who should be providing spotting. Also both destroyers are on the way over here, so the team might be overcommitting a little bit on this flank. Because, well, if the other flank has neither destroyer nor planes, those ships will go in pretty blind. Now we only see a Pensacola on the left flank, so maybe it's not really needed over there. And it looks like there might be 2 enemy destroyers around here, but that still leaves the 3rd. So I wouldn't mind if one destroyer went to the other flank. Our friendly team, it looks like there is one ship aiming for the center, something you never want to do, and which means is probably going down without doing anything. Now the Leander here in the back is hopefully not following this folly. And well, it also looks like the left flank is suffering an airstrike. Meanwhile, he is not pushing in here fully. The Scharnhorst is a pretty fast ship and he needs to wait until a little more support is coming his way. Because ultimately there are the 2 destroyers, there is himself, there is a Congo which, well, is also a pretty fast ship, but the König here is rather slow. And since there are 2 cruisers, well, let's hope the Leander isn't going through the center, but the York is probably, yeah, just going down without accomplishing anything. And I mean, the carriers are obviously, it doesn't matter where they are. Where the carriers themselves are, it matters where they send their planes, so while it looks like there are a lot of ships over here, it's not such a big force. But then again, it's not like the enemies are sending much here either. Looks like the majority of the enemy team is sitting inside the cap circle. Which won't accomplish a lot either, at least they can all share in New York and feast upon it together, I guess. So there is an enemy Congo here who is nicely enough showing broadside. He is out of friends, he is too far at the front, he probably hasn't realized that nobody is following him, and now he will get struck by torpedoes. And well, since he's showing broadside, yes, he's suffering massive damage from Esa's guns, and this Congo is pretty much done for. So pretty equal team-wise, the York in the center is down and no one is surprised. At least it forced quite a few enemies to cluster here at the entrance for no reason. They could have easily gotten that York from a little bit farther away and still tried to hold a flank, I suppose. Now on the left side we have a lone Pensacola pushing, which is weird. Because, you know, a Pensacola isn't that much of a frontline ship, I'd say. And yeah, the enemies really don't have ships on either flanks, it would seem. Well, not a lot of ships. This poor König is all alone and he just got hit by 2 torpedoes, and I suppose he will soon follow the Congo. Now, friendly destroyer here is on this zone wall. It's not where you want your destroyers to be at. I think the destroyer thought he wants to go flanking. There's a problem if you are in a destroyer who focuses on torpedoes. If the enemies are running away, you can't do an awful lot. Catching a ship that's sailing away from you with torpedoes is, yeah, pretty hard. So I guess the destroyer thought he'd try to flank here, but there isn't an awful lot to flank. Now I guess the friendly team still has spotting with plane strikes, although I think the carrier is now focusing the other side because the other side needs it a lot more. But still, I think this destroyer could be more helpful in a more central position. The Okhotnik is, well, a ship with rather short-range guns, short-range torpedoes, but great concealment. Okhotnik, I feel like, is mostly useful against other destroyers, so I definitely would have expected her to be a little bit further ahead. And, well, Esa is going to take a torpedo hit here, I'm afraid. It also forces him to show broadside to the König, but I think the König is not pointing his guns this way. There are also a few ships who might be shooting here from the center, and it looks like the enemy team is finally committing here to the left side. They have destroyers in very awkward positions, but this is where you gotta make a decision, and, well, goodbye König. Now this is where Esa has to make a decision. He can go back and defend, or he can push. Now he's pretty close to the enemy cap, so he can just lead this small force in an aggressive push. On the other hand, there is only the Congo here defending. The kamikaze was last spotted pretty close to the friendly cap, so if the kamikaze goes in here fast, I'm not sure if the Congo will be able to defend against that. The kamikaze can just stay spotted. Although, I mean, the carriers can help. And, well, Esa is dodging some more torpedoes, shooting down some more planes. And, well, there is an angry smoke screen in front of him. Home of a destroyer who really doesn't want to go him any further towards the cap. Now he can try to go into the smoke screen. Or he can still go around and defend. Now we now see the kamikaze inside the cap circle. The Scharnhorst is a pretty fast ship and it doesn't look like anybody is going to defend. Right, now there are the friendly destroyers. The EsaTuunanen is, well, he's moving towards the zone wall because reasons. And I mean, the Congo and the König, they aren't really great at going home and defending. And the last defender here went down. No destroyers coming back. So I guess it's up to Esa. He's turning around, he's going there. Both carriers are focusing on defending the cap, which is pretty nice. They are the only ones who can at the moment. And now Esa has to hurry up and try to get back in there. Now as soon as a friendly ship enters the cap circle, the progress of the enemy team gets stopped. So if he makes it there in time, even if he can't spot the kamikaze, he could stop her from trapping. And with the friendly planes here, the enemy kamikaze should be spotted always, unless he uses smoke, of course. So, it's taking some shots over there. Don't have high hopes of those shots hitting, but worth a try. And yeah, unfortunately no hits there. Now, well, at least the Scharnhorst's fast ship. Friendly team has started capping as well, but the enemies have started sooner, so friendly team can't win this by capping unless they interrupt the enemy. So it looks like all other friendlies are happy to continue their push. Well, I mean, I can understand the battleship sort of, but at least one destroyer I would have liked to come back here. Well, I mean, at least some enemies are also at weird positions at the zone wall, so I guess that's the only good news we have here. And Esa really has to hurry here. If he doesn't make it inside the cap circle in time, then this is pretty much lost. The enemy destroyer is sitting in smoke. I mean, let's hope the smoke runs out soon. Because the carriers can't spot him in the smoke and they, well, will have a tough time hitting anything in the smoke. So this is getting pretty close. Now he also has to be aware that there are potentially torpedoes coming his way. And yeah, he is finally turning directly in there. But he is cutting it pretty close here. I would have gone here full speed ahead, I suppose. But the smoke is finally clearing, so he gets his shot at the kamikaze. And yep, he makes the shot count. The enemy is reset, and therefore the immediate danger is passing. So now he can get inside the cap and he can prevent them from further capping, but he's in an awkward position because there are destroyers all around him. So he is basically flanked from destroyers. The Königsberg is going down, hopefully. Yes, he is. And there is also a Colorado. The Colorado has pretty big guns. And you don't want to get hit by those guns. So he has to dodge torpedoes from two sides, he has to dodge Colorado shells, and he has to, if possible, stay inside the cap circle in order to prevent capping. Yeah, I think he got his work cut out for him. The good news is that the carriers are really helping here. And they will help him with spotting, they will help him with dealing damage. The carriers might be able to take out the Colorado for him, hopefully. And, well, unfortunately that Fubuki is smoking, but... yeah, I was hoping that he would be able to take her down. Now, at least he's dodging the torpedoes. Unfortunately, it forced him to turn once more broadside to the Colorado. And... there was a torpedo hit on the kamikaze, so the carriers are really helpful here. It's 3 ships here defending, and with the carriers being so close, they have a very short time getting their planes into the fight again. Yes, this Fubuki should go down here. But he is most likely also launching some torpedoes while doing so. So Esa has left the cap. He has to also maneuver to stay alive and dodge torpedoes, but he is close enough to get in there in time. I mean, capturing the cap takes quite a bit of time. So as long as he isn't sailing too far away, he can make circles around here. And he does have to dodge those torpedoes. Now, meanwhile, the friendly offensive is also pretty much crushed. There is a lone König there, and I'm not having high hopes for the König over there because he is probably under plane attack. Now the Colorado is friendly enough that he's showing broadside here, which is pretty nice, I suppose. We can also see a carrier right now, but the Colorado is a much more important target. And Esa is turning here a little bit to fire off his torps. He got damaged quite a bit. Now the Colorado has very big guns. It's hard to, yeah, angle sufficiently against those. And he is on pretty low health now. Fortunately, he has some cover coming up. The Colorado is turning away and is very low as well. And Esa has his carriers. And there goes the kamikaze, and now the carriers should be able to deal with this Colorado with no problem. He can just hide behind here and wait for this to happen. And meanwhile maybe snack on a friendly ranger that's coming this way. Colorado is almost down, but there are already more planes incoming, so thankfully the friendly carriers are focusing the battleship, which is nice. And yep, battleship should go down. There are already planes en route to hurt the ranger, I suppose. And well, the ranger has found some cover behind this island, but if he's sitting still there, then the torpedo planes will hurt even more. Although he's doing a great job at defending himself against those. So, yeah, all that's left is to take care of the two carriers. I mean, Esa is on pretty low health. The carriers could easily take him down. And, well, the friendly König fares a bit better. It's unlikely that the enemies can turn this at this point. Most likely this is just a damage farm here remaining. Now let's just speed up the rest. There isn't really any more action coming. So this one torpedo here was dropped too close, so it had no time to arm and it didn't do any damage. It was kind of funny to see that the squadron came in with only one plane and he still managed to get a drop. Now only one carrier remaining. That carrier has absolutely no chance. He will be perma-spotted and it's just a race on who can get the last damage in, who can sink the last ship. So let's take a look at the results. Esa managed to get 2,574 base experience, and yeah, he played this very well. He was leading the charge on his flank, and yet he realized that there was a need to defend, and well, he was the only one to go back. And together with the carriers, he managed to hold his cap and turn this game around. So an obvious shout out to the carriers as well, who were very crucial in helping Esa to hold the cap. Now, Esa earned himself 2 close quarters expert, Dreadnought, Kraken, High Caliber and Confederate. Scored 130,000 points of damage, managed to sink 6 enemies, and score 110 secondary hits. Not bad, not bad. So, I hope you enjoyed watching that, and I'll see you guys next time.